Hey Internet, my name is Debbie and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program on Wings. I've improved a little bit my rocket from the last time as I landed on the moon. This time we have also the inline stabilizer and yes, I think we are ready to go with Sidrum on board to land on Minmus. Let's throttle a bit up, because not full throttle, because I'm using the solid rocket boosters, and we take off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and ignition. Here we go. Our rocket is accelerating nicely. This is very good. So today's goal is to land on Minmus. And after I did in the last episode a local flight around the Kerbal Space Center and did some science of my home planet, I will now land on the second moon of Kerbal. And I hope I will have enough fuel in my landing stage so I can do some hopping around and to visit different biomes while I'm staying on the surface of Minmus to bring back home a lot of different science and biome sciences, so I can unlock the docking ports, and this will hopefully enable me to build as I said in last episode, the first space station I want to build. Okay, now I have ignited my other stage to bring myself into orbit, or to bring myself into space. I need to throttle down right away because I'm pretty fast for my current altitude. But this is looking good. Now I can throttle full up, and I can start doing my gravity turn. So maybe around 50 degrees. This is looking good. Sidrum is a little bit scared, but I hope he will be alright. I have also some lights on my rocket. This is looking really dramatic now as it shines on my boosters. Okay, so main goal is landing on Minmus, bringing back some nice science to unlock some docking ports and hopefully some more science, and I will use the science or the docking ports to build a space station, and my hope is that I can dock to the space station with my lander spacecrafts and bring there or store there my experiments and reset my... Wait, let's throttle down. I need to have a look here. Okay, we need to throttle up a bit more. We need to throttle up a bit more, and we can turn even more down to the surface. Okay, we lost another pair of our boosters. Let's say goodbye to them, and we need to, or like to have, an apoapsis of around 100 kilometers like this. Okay, let's set here my maneuver node so I have a marker near my nav ball. And the new rocket is a little bit more likely to turn like the previous one, because now I have this this additional reaction wheel, and this gives me a little bit more torque, so I can turn my spacecraft a little bit better, and I have better control over it. So yes, so I like to build a space station, and so I can dock my landing spacecrafts and store there the science, and finally launch some robotic mission up to the space station, where I will store the science and bring it back to the surface of Kerbal, so I don't need to launch every time a huge lander. I just can launch a small rocket that's barely capable of reaching my space station, and then return back to the surface of Kerbal instead of having all the time these huge launches. And my landing rockets or my landers will stay in orbit or in space, and I can refuel them at my station, and I can reset, or I can clean my experiments, so I can reuse my science bay and all the other interesting things. And so I hope I can slimline a bit and streamline a bit my science gathering and my rocket flights. So I'm looking very much forward to this, and the only thing which is missing is some additional science. So that's why I'm aiming for Minmus today. And my apoapsis is We are shortly before, only 8 seconds till I do my burn. And in 3, 2, 1, and full throttle. I like to watch over the burn process from this point of view, so I can see when I have my peri-ups, and that I can bring my peri-ups up to hopefully as well 100 kilometers, so I have a circular orbit. Oh, we are out of fuel, so goodbye to my first stage. And let's ignite the other stage and throttle up. Okay, here we go, this is good. So, okay. I'm accelerating, this is good. And where's my periapsis? There it is. Let's throttle down a bit so I don't overshoot. I like to see these numbers. Okay, very good. 80, 90, and 100, almost 100. Okay, it's a little bit eccentric orbit, but it's alright. So the next thing is we need to find Minmus. Where is Minmus? Minmus is over there. Let's set it as a target, and we have can I remove this? Okay, we have inclination of 7 degrees. I hope we still will be able to fly up there, so let's see. That's a little bit... Okay, there we have our indication of Minmus. So, what do we need? We need to bring down my trajectory a bit. And let's see. Let's play around with the maneuver node. So, where is Minmus? Was it already looking good? Not quite. Okay, there we have our Minmus encounter. Now we need to play a bit more around with our trajectory. Maybe still a little bit. This is hard. Okay, what do we have here? 800, this is good. This is bad. Now we have 600 kilometers, 500 kilometers, 700. Okay, 500, around 600. This is good enough for flying up to Minmus, and I can do a correction burn while I'm flying towards Minmus, so this is very good. I need to, before I forget it, extend my solar panels. I've now added these arrays here. They are looking really cool, and I think they will hopefully provide me with some more energy. Okay, so I'm well prepared for this. Let's fast forward to do our insertion burn to our Minmus trajectory. And then we need to... Okay, there we are in the sun again. So 15 minutes. And we are closing into our maneuver node. Oh, there's the moon. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's stop the time warp and let's start to turn our spacecraft onto the maneuver node. Okay, this is looking good. Now we need to wait a little bit, and then we can do our burn, and we are doing at the same time a little bit our inclination change, So we are combining two important orbital maneuvers at once, and this was a little bit more efficient than doing everything on its own. And I hope that this stage will bring me up to Minmus, and hopefully maybe help me also to insert myself into an orbit around Minmus, so I can use all the other fuel for my Minmus exploration on the surface. Oh, Sidrim is now smiling. This is good. Sidrim is smiling. This is all what we want. And my burn is coming up. I think I will split it evenly again around the maneuver node. So in 3, 2, 1 and full throttle. Okay, here we go. We are aiming for Minmus. Let's enjoy our burn, or the most of the time of our burn, from the outside perspective. And only shortly before I will reach the end of my estimated burn and my maneuver node, I will switch over to the orbital map to have some more or some better view, so I can adjust my orbit, and I'm sure that I have my encounter with Minmus. Okay, I'm using maybe a little bit too much fuel. This is not good. I thought I could save some fuel from this stage. Ah, this is bad. Okay, let's say goodbye to this stage. And unfortunately we need to use our landing stage. Luckily the gravity of Minmus is very low. So I will hopefully be able to still have some fuel for some more Minmus exploration. Okay. Let's switch over to the orbital map, because we want to see everything, if everything is going as planned. And when do we have our Minmus encounter? No. Okay, let's get rid of the maneuver node, and I want to watch over the encounter. Let's bring it down a bit closer, like this. Okay, very good. So now we are on our way to Minmus, and maybe I can do a correction burn around here. So what do I want to do? Let's switch a little bit the perspectives. I want to bring it a little bit higher, like this maybe. This is good. So now we are at 186, and can we get a little bit closer? 100. Oh, this is too close. It's pretty hard to... What have I done? No. I don't want to see the North Pole. Okay, so everything again. I like to have set Minmus as target. And let's try this again, maybe around here or so. I want to raise my trajectory a bit. So we are at 200 meters, 200 kilometers, 100 kilometers. Let's bring it a little bit higher, like this. 40, this is good. Okay, we have set why have you switched down. We have prepared our maneuver node. It's only a tiny amount of burn. Let's fast forward this time, so we can prepare, or we can do our burn. And slowly stop. Okay, this is very good. Now let's... Whoa, now it's pretty agile with the additional reaction wheel. This is amazing. Okay, now we are at our maneuver node, and because we are doing our burn during our flight, I can do it right away. I don't have to wait for it. Let's see. As our peri-ups going down. 200, 100, 70, 50, 47, 45, 44. I think this is good enough. So, okay, we are... Interesting orbit. We are aiming now for Minmus. We have our Minmus encounter in 1 day and 7 hours. So let's prepare for this, because I want to, like here, have a maneuver node. Okay. So, do we see anything here? Let's watch over Kerbin as we are accelerating our time warp. Goodbye Kerbin, goodbye Mune. So the Mune is turning around and turning around. And oh, break. Okay. Now we have changed our sphere of influence to Minmus. So there's Minmus. Hey Minmus! And we can start to do our crew report from high space over Minmus. Looking at the surface of Minmus reminds you of a favorite childhood dessert. You're tempted to taste the surface. Okay, let's transmit it back to our Kerbal Space Center. And what else? Can I do a temperature scan? I don't think so. Log temperature. No, I can't do this here. That's okay. So I want to do an EVA. EVA report while in space high over Minmus. Let's keep the data and let's board again. So I don't have a lot of other experiments. I like to save my major experiments for the surface of Minmus. And now I need to care for entering a stable orbit around Minmus. So, whoa, that's a little bit too much of a burn. 23, a little bit 19, 15, 14. I think 14 is good enough. In 1 hour and 47 minutes. So we can accelerate again a little bit in time and fly towards Minmus, and slowly 9 minutes, 7 minutes, 5 minutes, 4, 2, 1 and stop. Okay, and now let's, whoa, pretty agile. Let's turn towards it and we are on our maneuver node. Now let's do our orbit insertion burn. Sidram, why are you so scared? You don't have to fear anything. You're doing an awesome job. You are really doing this. Okay, let's burn, and we are losing some precious fuel I like to have for exploring a little bit more of the surface of Minmus. And stop here. What have we done? 16 kilometers, this is good. Now our next burn should be around here to circularize our orbit. Maybe 8 kilometers. 13. This sounds good. Another 44 minutes. Let's fast forward in time again. And slowly. Well, not so slow. A little bit faster. 4, 3, 2, and stop. Okay, now let's turn the spacecraft around. And let's do our burn. And stop. So, let's remove the maneuver node. Let's remove the maneuver node. Okay, 16 to 13. This is amazing. Are we now able to do a temperature thing? Logs temperature. Yes. Okay, let's keep the data. And we can do another crew report. And the lake beds seem relatively flat. Perhaps we could land there. Okay, let's transmit it. And we need to do at first I want to lower my ladder and do an EVA. So I want to do an EVA report. You've recorded your observation about the situation. Okay, let's keep the data. And I want to collect the data from the thermometer. Okay, very good. Let's board again and let's retract the ladder. Oh, there's the Mune. Hey Mune, do we see Kerbin? No, I don't think so. Okay, I like to land on the surface of Minmus, and maybe I like to land around. What does it need if I want to land here? It needs a lot of burn, so I like to land in these flats over there. So maybe around there. This might be looking good. Okay, I like to land there. Maybe I like to... Oh no, I think this is fine. So in 6 minutes is my next burn. Let's fast forward again in time. While Sidrum is smiling and having a good time here in orbit around Minmus. And there we are at our maneuver node. Let's prepare our descent to the surface of the little planet or the little moon, the little ice moon. Okay, let's do our burn. And... okay, the camera is freaking out a bit. This is okay. And stop. Okay, this is looking awesome. This is looking great. So, we're on our way down to the surface. Let's speed up the things a bit. Okay, only 10 times speed, this is good. And we can't fast forward even more. Let's kill all of our velocity. So we need to prepare everything, and then we can do our very first Minmus landing in this career gameplay. Sidrum is a little bit scared, but you don't have to be scared, everything is okay. Let's bring the retrograde vector again on top of the nav ball, like this. Okay, now we're going down in a straight way. Let's retract just for safety reasons our solar panels. I want to switch on the additional lights of the lander because I have there some additional lights, and I want also to extend the landing gear of the lander. This is good. Okay, now we are coming down. Can we do another crew report while space? Okay, nothing new, this is okay. And we are now descending and going down. Do we see anything interesting at the sky? We see the sun, and yes, we see Kerbal and the moon, a nice constellation. This is amazing. While we are descending to the surface. Okay, as I said, gravity of Minmus is very, very low, and this is really good because I save some fuel, and this means I can do some more exploration of the surface. And yes, so there's my shadow. My shadow is coming up. We are currently 1 kilometer above the surface. This is good. And I think around 500 meters I will start to do my burn, so I don't waste too much fuel with gravity of Minmus. So, okay, let's start to burn. We need to slow down. Looking good so far. We are only 150 meters above the surface. I think I can keep my engine running. This is a nice speed. And I only need to do a little bit more of a burn shortly before I... Okay, there we have also the good use of my lights of the landing stage, because now I can good estimate my current altitude. And touchdown! A perfect landing! Well done, well done. Let's switch off SAS and let's extend the solar panels again. And we are on the surface of Minmus. This is amazing. So, good job, Sidrum. Really good job. Now it's time to extend our ladders and also the ladders of our landing stage. So we are ready for our first exploration of the surface of Minmus. But we will do this in the next episode, because this was only above flying up to Minmus. So I hope you liked this episode. If you do so, please like my video on YouTube, please become a subscriber of my YouTube channel, and also please leave me a comment what you're thinking about Kerbal Space Program. And I hope I see you again in the next episode when we do the exploration of Minmus. Until then, my name is Abby. See you!